Hello YouTube, it is Jessie Yeager. I am back home. Yes, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. If you do not celebrate Christmas, then I hope you're having a lovely festive season or holiday or whatever, because as far as I know, everyone gets a break around this time of year. It's New Year's Eve tomorrow, which means that it's 2016 in less than 48 hours, which is terrifying because everyone seems to think that 2015's been a really bad year, but it's been a great year for me, so I'm kind of sad that I'm going to be leaving it behind. But hey ho. Let's hope 2016 is just as good. Now, I would like to talk today about this. This is my first tattoo. I got it done 8 days ago on the 22nd of December, and as you can tell, she is healing up really well. There's no scabs, no swelling. She peeled after about 3 days, and she's been a tiny bit itchy, but apart from that, she has been a dream. It went so well. I haven't got any lumps or bumps or anything like that, but that's because I've kept it moisturized 3 times a day. So if any of you guys are getting a tattoo, look after it, please. Clean it with baby soap. This is what I have been using to clean my tattoo, and it has been the best stuff ever. It's Johnson's baby soap with honey, and it is just so calming and gentle and soothing, and even when it was stinging, this was making it very calm and nice. And the tattoo ointment that I have been using, I got from my tattooist, and it's called Sorry Mom, and it is the nicest, most soothing stuff ever. It's looking very lively and very colourful, and I absolutely love her. For those of you who don't know who this character is, she is the album art from the Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness album, which was released by the Smashing Pumpkins in 1994, I think. Here is the album. See, look, she's on there. Let's have a look. Oh, 1995, so I was close. It's a double-sided album with 2 themes to the CDs. So the first CD is Dawn Till Dusk, and the second CD is Twilight to Starlight. So technically, day and night, that's basically what the CD is based on. And a lot of people have been asking me, why did I get this particular album artwork on my arm? And there are a lot of reasons. The first reason is this is the first album that I heard by the Smashing Pumpkins in its entirety. I think I went and sought it out on Spotify because I'd heard a few songs by them. By this point I'd only heard Today, Tonight, The Everlasting Gaze, and Try. So apparently this was a good album by them, and when I was looking at all the reviews online, like on Enemy and music blogs and that kind of thing, this was the critically acclaimed album that made them kind of go shoo. So it was a good album to start off for me, and I loved it. Every single track on the album I absolutely love. It's really rare for me to like the entirety of an album, and for me it's really rare for the end of an album to be as good as the start of an album. Usually they tend to be like the crappy tracks on the end of an album, but even at the end of the discs, like number 13 on the first album is Porcelina of the Vast Oceans, which is just an amazing song. It's 9 minutes of pure heaven. And like track 13 on the second album in here is by Starlight, which has one of my favourite opening lines of a song for me ever. It's by Starlight, I'll kiss you and promise to be your one and only, and I'm like, oh, I love that as an opening line. And then the last song is called Farewell and Good Night, which I just think is such a good structure for the album because it's the night and they're saying good night at the end of the album. I absolutely love it. And I found the album when I was 16 and I wasn't going through the best time in my life. I'm not gonna say, you know, like this is an album that saved my life kind of thing. I don't like it when people do that because they take the power out of their own hands. They're like, this album saved my life. I'm like, no, you saved your own life. All of the power lay with you and not the musicians who wrote it. But there was something so relatable to me, to the music on it, and it's not all angsty and, you know, kind of like, oh, pity me, but it does put the kind of feelings of alienation that you feel when you are going through adolescence into words that you can still relate to once you've grown up. It doesn't put it in such an angsty kind of no one understands me kind of way. It puts it in a kind of, hey, I was your age, I knew what this felt like. And that's exactly what Billy Corgan was doing with some of the songs on the album. I've read that a lot of the songs on the album are based on feelings that he felt as a teenager that he didn't know how to put into words until he was an adult. So for anyone who is kind of going through that rough, choppy 15, 16, 17-year-old phase, which I know I was, where I was kind of bumbling around like, I don't even understand me. How do I expect other people to understand me? But it put me in a place where I could actually evaluate what I was feeling. One of the most bizarre things about the album is that some of the lyrics make no sense, and yet they make perfect sense. I think if you took some of the lyrics on their own and looked at them, you'd be like, what the heck does that mean? But within the music and within the theme of the song and everything like that, it makes perfect sense. And that's why I wanted to get this done on my arm, because the album makes sense to me. It actually speaks to me. And I have never felt the kind of feelings that I have felt for a piece of music that I have felt towards this album. It has been for 2 years my favourite album. And I think it will probably continue to be. You know, I don't think I'm ever going to find a piece of music that actually made me a better person in the way that this did. So that's why I got it. So to all of you people who are like, won't you regret it in like 40 years? I'm like, well, no, because this was such an important piece of music for me when I was reaching a very critical point in my life. Where I was at a point in my life where I was discovering who I was, this piece of music actually said, hey, it's natural to be feeling these kind of crappy things. You know, we've all been there, we've all suffered this, we've all had a crush on this person, we've all thought everyone forgot my birthday and it's horrible. I felt like the album was an actual friend. You know, it wraps me up every time I listen to it. It just wraps me up and gives me a massive cuddle, and I love that. And I think a lot of you watching this will be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I told my friend about my tattoo, and I was like, have you ever had this feeling when you are listening to a piece of music where you just feel everything? And he was like, no, Jess, I've never had that feeling before, and I'm as much as a music-y person as you are. And I was like, right, okay, we'll just gloss over what I said then. Let's just, yeah, okay. What I will say to anyone out there who is thinking about getting a tattoo, I do not have anything against people who get tattoos for the hell of it, but this was so much better for me because it meant something. I think I had such a good feeling after getting this done that I don't think I would have got if it didn't mean anything to me. By all means, it's your body. Go and get a tattoo for the hell of it if you want to. But the feeling that you get when you have something meaningful on your body is unmatched. It is such a positive feeling to think there is art on my body that I love and I will love forever. It is such a beautiful thing. And just one final thing. People who try and make you regret tattoos after you've got them, what are you doing? Like, there are people who will go, oh, what are you going to look like in 50 years? I'm like, well, I'm going to look awesome in 50 years. Please, by all means, go away. And then there's the kind of people who are like, oh, you're so brave. I would have never got anything permanent done on my body. Don't you know how permanent it is? And it's like, yeah, that's exactly the reason why I got it done. My mom did not pay £240 for me to get this on my arm and for it to only last 6 months. Why do you think it's there? Why do you think I would get it if I didn't want it there forever? And then there are the people who go, oh, well, so many people have tattoos nowadays. They're not even original anymore. They're not even quirky. People used to do it to be quirky, but now everyone's got them. You're more of a sheep if you have one than if you don't have one. And I'm like, do you honestly think that I sat through 3 hours with a needle in my arm to be original and quirky? Do you honestly think that that was my point in getting a tattoo? No, the point of me getting a tattoo was for me to have art on my body that I love and that I feel very, very passionately about. Please stop trying to make me regret getting my tattoo after I've got my tattoo. Are you backwards? They actually think, I am going to make this person regret getting their tattoo, so they will go back in time and not get it anymore. If you're so offended by tattoos, just don't get one. But please stop doing the backwards thing of being like, I'm gonna make you not like it. There's nothing that you could say that would make me not love what I have done to my body. I know the risk I'm running by having a tattoo. I know that employers may be like, have you got a tattoo? And when I'm like, yes, even if it's not visible, they may judge me for it. I know the risk that I am running by having one. I have still chosen to have one because it means a lot to me. So please, don't do that to me, and don't do that to anyone who may be getting a tattoo. Support them, because the chances are that they've wanted it for a long time. I've wanted a tattoo for 4 years now, and my mum said to me, she was like, when I was 14 and I was like blabbering on about getting a tattoo, she was like, right, don't bother me for the next 4 years about it and I'll get you one when you're 18. And she did. But thank you guys anyway for watching. If you guys have any tattoo experiences or anything, I know I loved getting my first tattoo, so please let me know down below. I will be taking suggestions suggestions for videos that you'll want me to do in the new year. So let me know about them. I hope you guys have a lovely entrance into 2016. I will see you then. Adios.